Hey there, it's Deej here on my journey to catch 'em all. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how you can make money off of products that nobody wants. It's a lot easier than you think it is, and I'm going to show you how I did it with one example so you can replicate it in the future. In order to turn trash into treasure, you're going to need a little bit of ingenuity, some patience, some hard work, some research skills, and a little bit of magic. Just like Lucario here, turning recyclable bottles into perfectly beautiful crystals. As you saw on that first page, the example that we're going to look at today was a bunch of Zacian V League battle decks that I found on Mercari. And by the way, if you guys aren't on Mercari, it's a good place to look. There's a lot of people that will take deals. It's kind of a system that is designed to entice sellers and buyers to make and take offers. So I've been able to find a lot of good deals. This in particular was a seller that got a bunch of stuff in um, a storage container purchase. And I was able to catch him right when he was just trying to offload a bunch of it. I actually bought a bunch of Lost Thunder Build and Battle decks from him. Um, there was like some black and white Curum League battle decks as well, and nobody was biting on them. So I gave him an offer that made it less than $10 a piece when they MSRP'd for $30, and I decided to take a shot, and he accepted. And since then, I've gotten my uh, reseller's tax exemption form into Mercari. So nowadays, I wouldn't even get charged for tax, and it would have brought my cost down to somewhere in the $8 range per. But we'll get into how I decided to make this decision. Another one thing I want to tell you guys about this is kind of where I'm coming from as a store. I have an LLC. I'm the only person that works there. My wife helps with shipping, but uh, I have a full time job, a family. I don't have a distributor, so I'm not somebody who's just trying to move product all the time. I'm just trying to make profit so I can basically fill out my binders. I'm a binder collector at heart. I try and have one for every set. So when I'm buying something like this, I'm understanding that it could take me a year. You can see the date on this is November 13th of 22 when I bought it. And you'll see how much profit I've made here in a second. But it's taken some time in order to make my money back and more. And I do still have some left. And definitely some cards from within here, but you'll see in a second. I'm going to show you how I split it up, what's in these boxes, how you can sell stuff differently in order to spread out your sales channels and make sales quicker on stuff that, again, nobody really wants. Sorry about the grainy picture here, but this is just a zoomed up version of what's on the back of the box. So this is what's important because sure, you can just try and sell them in the box just by themselves, but nobody's going to pay MSRP if you can buy a big lot of them for less than $10 a piece. So you got to get creative with it. And that was my thinking going into this. Um, so again, let's look at the back. Um, so it's got two Zacian Vs, which at the time had a draw ability that was great. I mean, I used it in the app. I don't know what the difference is between online and whatever. I used it in the app I used to play. I still do play, but um, the Zacian V I knew had some value. So that's $1 or two a piece. Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. Um, that's just a beautiful tag team card, and who knew how much those cards were going to go up? I don't know how much they're worth now, but I still have quite a few of them stashed away. Oranguru is another decent TCG card. Mewtwo is Mewtwo, so it's going to have more than a couple cents value. And then again, there's a bunch of trainers in here. Boss's Orders is always worth something. Energy Switch is worth something. And then Had some Cosmic Eclipse tag team trainers, Guzman Hala, Malo and Lana. Those are both worth, well, Malo and Lana at the time was worth over $1. It's not so much anymore, but Guzman Hala is worth more than $1. To this day, it's still selling. Marnie was a very popular supporter and had some value. And we'll go into some actual sales here in a second. But this is where I knew this was just a home run. It would be impossible to lose money on this product. Was these quick balls and scoop up nets. Quick balls kind of gained some more value over time, but they were selling for over $1 a piece. So you get 4 of those per box, plus all the other money up here. The scoop up nets. Was the real moneymaker though. I was selling these for $3 to $4 a piece per box, so that immediately pays for all of my initial, just the scoop up nets. So everything else in this box is free. 2 V cards, a tag team GX, all the dice, damage markers, all that crap. I just have that in a box, and one day I'll sell it when it's maybe more vintage, or I don't know. I haven't really figured that part of my collection out, but I have a ton of that stuff. The deck boxes. Um, it's just a home run with that scoop up net. It just made it a no brainer for me. And when you're looking for something like this, or even in a collection, it's the same principle. You want to find 1 or 2 things within a big lot that's going to pay for most of it, because then even if the other stuff's hard to sell, whatever, it's just all profit at that point. And that is the key to this video. Find 1 or 2 things. Again, this is what 6 up from the bottom of this card deck list that nobody really wants to look at or has time to look at. And I'm making $10 from 3 trainers. I bought it for less than $10 a piece. That's the perfect example of how you make money on stuff that nobody wants. I'm going to go ahead and show you what my main listing looked like to kind of give you an idea of how I originally tried to sell it. I was doing other things along the way, but uh, I also listed on eBay and Facebook. I'm just showing you the Mercari listing because it's the most compact and easy to see. You can see that in the description here, I give people an option to get this to them cheaper, because the problem with these boxes is they cost a lot to ship. Like almost $8 to ship, as you can see here, but I gave people the option for me to break it out of the box for them and give it them shipping for $3.50 or whatever the 4-ounce USPS shipping is in a bubble mailer. They still get everything, but just it wouldn't be sealed, and for the person that just wants the decks and not the box, it'd be a cheaper way for them to save money. And another reason why I chose to do that is because the boxes themselves came and some of them were damaged. So this was a way for me to get rid of the damaged ones without having to break open the perfectly sealed ones for the people that did possibly want to keep it sealed as a shelf piece or whatever they wanted to do. Another hint here is that I went to the Pokemon Center website and found exactly what the contents were and just copy and pasted. So it looks like exactly what they would see if they were buying it from a professional website. People want to see exactly what they're getting, and there's no reason to go do it all yourself. So just copy and paste it from GameStop's another place that I look at their descriptions to find exactly what I want to put in listings for items like this. All right, now I'm just going to let you in on my accounting spreadsheet to kind of show exactly what sold when for how much. You can pause and look for yourself. I'm going to go through it, but I'm going to go kind of fast because I'm not going to go line by line. So, bought it on November 30th for $243, and I kind of tried to group things as I got them. Kind of the premise here is I opened 12 of them and kept 12 sealed, so half and half. And you can see here I sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sealed boxes, and they sold very slowly. Well, quite a few sold in the first couple months, but like once a week maybe, and then it took more time. And the prices are different. Like I said, on Mercari, people make offers, and since I got them for $9 a piece, all these prices were basically double. And why not take a 2x? So let's go into what I did with the cards that got broke down. So, like I said, the Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia tag teams. So since I opened 12 of them, I had 12. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I guess I probably put one in my binder. I thought I had a couple extra left, but uh, the first thing I did was I assessed the ones through the clear see-through container, which ones I thought might be able to be graded, and I definitely opened those boxes. And there were really only 3. For some reason, those cards were just not greatly centered, and the promos in these boxes, just in general, Pokemon's never been great at keeping them in good condition. So I picked 3 to send. At the time when PSA is still, well, it still is at $15.45 a piece for bulk. So I was able to turn the 2 10s into $18 and $22, which basically makes one card equivalent to 2.5x what I paid for the box, and that's including the PSA cost. And then the one I sold for $1. Nines are always losses, so I try and minimize that as much as possible. Which, by the way, I have a long form video on how to grade your cards. You should check it out. I go over all my experiences. I've done regrades and through different companies, so you kind of get a good idea of what PSA is looking for, how many defects they really allow. And like I said, go check it out. You'll learn a lot. Okay, then we got some of the Rangaroos, and you can see I sold some on TCG Player and Mercari. And that's an important part of this, is you got to spread out your listings. If you're selling a bunch of listings on Mercari of all the same card, people are going to be like, well, let me have some for cheaper. You have that many, I'll take this many for cheaper. And when you're selling like I am, which is just a personal seller, just trying to make some profit in order to fill out your binders, you have time to wait. You don't need to make your money back as soon as possible. So I just spread it out, put some on TCG Player, put some on eBay. Apparently none sold on eBay, but so I listed all cards that I thought were viable in the TCG on TCG Player. And you can see here, this is how much for a Rangaroon 8 quick ball, 2 quick ball, 4 quick ball, 3 quick ball. So many quick balls. It's kind of insane how many quick balls there were in these boxes, and they just sold. And when you're paying $9 a box, this $1, $2, $3 for 3 and 4 trainers out of the box, it really is a big percentage of your initial buy-in, and it's just free money. You just got to do the work, and a lot of people wouldn't want to do this dirty work, but I enjoy it. It's my hobby. This is what I do for fun, and in order to fund my collection, because I have a wife and kids. And if any of you out there do as well, you know Pokemon is not a cheap hobby, so you got to find ways to supplement that. Looks like I threw that nest ball in there on accident, but I think that was actually from a different box. Anyways, here's where the scoop ups started selling, and you can see the values for those are insane. So here, I think, well, there was 3 scoop ups per, so nobody bought 3 to show exactly how much they were worth. But for instance, here's a TCG Player 1165 for 4 of them. So a playset somebody paid me $12. I paid $9 for the whole box. That makes the Arceus Dialga and Palkia free, the Quick Ball free. We're going to keep going on. So the scoop up nets were just home run trainers. And if you want to look out for that stuff, check out Danny Phantom. I'm sure if you're listening to me, you know who Danny Phantom is, but he has great videos on making you aware of what cards in the TCG people are looking for, what their value is, and pull them out of your bulk. And he's the reason that I bought this product, actually, because he made me know how valuable scoop up nets really were. So when I saw that on the back of the box, immediately I was like, okay, this is free money. All right, so some of the Zacian V's sold. I still have a whole stack, probably like 25 of them. But some of them sold. But again, it's all free money, and over time, the values of cards go up. I'm in no rush. I have a lot of bulk in those big monster boxes, but that doesn't bother me. I got storage. So I tried to sell play sets of cards where possible. You'll notice on eBay, a lot of my eBay ones, well, not a good example. I sold the scoop up net for by itself. But I, in general, try and make play sets because they sell faster, and a card that sells for 10 cents a piece, if you make a play set out of it, you can list it for 99 cents, and people are going to want that convenience factor and just pay up for it. So like these bosses orders on TCG Player, I sold a playset for 117 on eBay. I listed it for, I don't know, this is probably like a 299 price, or not 299, but 249, then plus shipping and tax and whatnot. That was back when shipping was 60 cents for a stamp. It's gone up. You can see the range of stamp costs over the time I've had this box, but I look at this as a form of passive income investing. Once you make the listings, it's really easy. You just wait for the sales, ship them out, and you're good to go. Here's some more play sets. The Aurora Energies. I forgot about those. I didn't talk about those on the back, but they had some value. 4 sold on TCG Player for $5. When you just add it all up, it's kind of ridiculous. And then I always just try and list the other trainers on eBay for 99 cents. I never list anything on eBay for less than 99 cents and then have people pay for the track shipping. If it doesn't sell, so be it. If it does, it just fills out my store shelves. And then I also have a promotion on my eBay store that's buy 3, get 15% off. So when you have a bunch of cheap stuff and people can combine that with slabs, they're getting 15% off the slabs, and all they have to do is pick up a couple 99-cent cards. A lot of people could get stuff a lot cheaper for me if they realize that, but the people that do, I know they feel rewarded when they look and find, and it's just a clever way to kind of put it all together. So the Guzma and Hollas, as I was talking about, those all they must have been competitively viable in some way because they sold pretty good. And then this one is pretty insane. This actually just sold about 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of the impetus of me making this video in the first place, because I was like, so I opened 12 boxes. So this was 12 code cards, and I was pretty much the only person that had them listed on TCG Player. So I think I had them for like $4 a piece, essentially. And yeah, I guess that's about right. And somebody just bought them all, which is about 20% of my initial investment just from the code cards. And I've already told you about all the other stuff. I'm not going to go over it again. But the final results are, so from the 12 I opened, I made $269 back. So that was all my money back. I have so many extras, like so much bulk that didn't sell. And they're older sets, like Sun and Moon sets. So it's like older bulk already. And since this is a product nobody wanted, I only got it a year ago, deep into Sword and Shield. Just a beautiful purchase. So for the sealed ones, I made $153 back in total, made $233 back. And or $233 profit, and that's after all taxes and fees and all that kind of stuff. So I doubled my money in about a year, a little less than a year. So if there's any investment people out there, 2x in a year is a lot, and I did have to put some time into this, but again, 2x, small initial investment for a lot of people out there. $200 is still a lot, $240, but it's manageable and it's passive income. I doubled my money and I'm very happy about it. It makes me feel uh, like I'm earning my collection. I'm not just forking out all my hard earned money that I go to work for every day, taking money away from my family. That's $240. I have no guilt of putting cards into my binders. Um, that's really my passion and why I am here on YouTube now, is to share some of these strategies and just my collection stuff. So message me, make a comment. I'm willing to help you guys figure out some of the math, whatever, how to break down a certain purchase. I'm willing to assess purchases for you, to tell you if I think you can make money off of it, what all you would have to do. Again, I'm Deej, and thanks for joining me in my journey to catch 'em all.